Let us look at marginal analysis. This is an application of calculus and it's applicable to business studies. Now, we have three main functions here. Three main mathematical functions. We have the cost function, C of x. C means cost. X is the number of items that you produced or you purchase in order to whether use to make something else or to resell. The thing is, when you invest in these items, it costs you, it costs money. So if one costs you $1, 100 of them will cost you $100. If one costs $5, the 100 of them will cost you $500 and so on. So it's a mathematical function that tells you the cost of all these items. All right. The revenue function is a mathematical function that tells you the amount of money coming in to the business after you sell all the units, after you sell all of these things, whether they are goods or services. Now, when that money comes in, it's really gross profit. In order to see how much money you have really made, you need to subtract the cost. So if you bring in $500,000 for the month from sales, but you had to pay telephone bill, water bill, electricity bill, you have members of staff that you have to pay, you have to pay rent, and so on and so forth. Those are costs. So when you subtract all of those costs from the money coming in, what you have is a profit. If the revenue was larger than the cost, then you have a positive net profit. If the revenue was less than the cost, then you lose. It's a negative profit, right? And you would lose money for that month. All right. Now, the marginal cost, marginal revenue, or the marginal profit would be, for example, the marginal cost would be the additional cost that you would face from investing in one more unit or one more item. The marginal revenue would be the revenue, the additional revenue that would come in from selling one more item, selling the next one item. And the marginal profit is, of course, the profit that would come into the business from selling one more item. What would be the profit from selling the next item, the additional profit? And you get that from the derivative of the cost, the revenue, or the profit function. Right? If X is the number of items being sold or being invested in, then you differentiate with respect to X. Now the average cost, average revenue, average profit is just the total divided by X, the number being sold. So you're talking about cost per unit you invest in, or the revenue per unit, or the profit per unit. Right? Now these, what you see here, are the total cost, total revenue, and total profit function. So to find the average, you would divide each of them by x. To find the marginal, then you would differentiate each of them with respect to x. Now, we're going to look at an example, but we'll save that for the next video. So in the next video, we'll look at an example.